at a barbecue and some guys are laughing at you, man, 8 out of 10 guys would have stopped.
All right, recording. I'd like to do a quick shout out to sponsors. Oh, damn, I didn't read the books. Basically, you got FIFO by Aaron Weston, a hilarious novel about all the dodgy stuff that happens in the FIFO industry. Oh, I should really show the books. And FIFO 2, How a Drug Dealer Became a FIFO Worker. Both are hilarious books. Available on TikTok under The Aaron White Show or on Facebook under Aaron Weston Author. Just grab yourself a copy. If you place an order through that link, then I'll get the order and I'll consign it to you and flick it out to you. For the kids, under Children's Books by Aaron White on Facebook, you got Australian Mining Machines Coloring In book, Australian Police Vehicles, Australian Paramedics, Australian Firefighters. There's about 7 of them. So check them out under Children's Books by Aaron White and grab yourself a copy. And if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to like and subscribe. If you're watching this on TikTok, feel free to follow myself or Beau. All right, do the intro. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Aaron White Show. Today, we have a fantastic guest, Beau Drury. Beau is the owner of the clothing brand, Believe the Label. Welcome to the show, Beau.
How are we, man? I'm blessed to be here. It's been a while trying to connect, but both being busy, man. You know what it's like. So I'm glad we finally got to link up. So that's awesome.
No, it is pretty awesome. Hey, I just want to hear your story, like how and where you grew up, any life-changing events, and how you end up doing what you're doing today.
So I'm pretty much, I grew up in Freo in Perth. Grew up with my mum and dad around the Freo area, and I've always been labouring or doing TA work, pretty much landscaping and stuff like that. And I went through like a pretty toxic relationship, bro, for about for nearly 10 years. So put myself through that, like we all do. I learned a whole heap of lessons out of it and grew up a lot from it. And now I'm with my amazing partner now, Kirsty, and we both come from a working away background. And we pretty much, she's been in oil and gas for nearly 10 years, and I've been FIFO now probably 5 years. I was just before I jumped into that, I was in the adult industry. So I was me and a mate started up some adult shops we had one in Darwin and one in Perth. So I sat in there for about 3 years, and that kind of it was a fun industry, but it did some damage to me as well. Just on the sense of it's a crazy world, and like it affected not my relationship I'm with now, but the one before. And I was like, well, I just wanted the family life, and I always wanted to work away, so and everyone always told me, to work away you need this and you need that and you need tickets and you need to know people, and I didn't know anyone. So I came across a mate, and he gave me a crack, and so I left the adult industry. I bought a house and a car, and I went away working away, and which I thought was like, I made it, you know what I mean? So I did that, and then I've been working away now for about for roughly probably coming up 5 or 6 years, and I've just started a clothing brand, Believe the Label, as you mentioned before. Me and my partner started that. She's had a lot to do with it, a lot of hard work. All her time off, and which isn't around family, goes straight into that, man. So I've watched her sit up till 3 a.m. some nights, getting stuff done for this company. So we've gone in full throttle, man. So we've a lot of people have said when they've seen our brand, they're like, man, you must have been doing this for years because you've aced everything. And it's like, nah, we did behind the scenes. We never spoke about it. We spent 12 months longer perfecting, packaging, websites, designs, our models, the way we wanted to perceive ourselves, like, because we're a motivational brand. So we have hidden messages. We send out personalized thank you cards, basically, to each customer. And we basically, our plan was to inspire people, basically to say, like, people that are not stuck in 9-to-5s or mining or whatever, but to say, like, if you have an idea or you have something that you want to do, that if you believe in yourself, that you can do it. And like we document like our entire journey on socials, so we're pretty authentic. So like our ups and downs are all projected to socials, you know, like we could sit there and go, you know, oh, we have this clothing brand and we made it, now we're driving a Merc. That's not the truth, bro. Like we hit some holes, and my partner's been through everything with this, perfecting it. And I remember our first samples, bro, that we got, it was like pretty much like Bali clothes, bro. Like it was crazy. And we were like, fuck, like how are we going to sell this stuff, you know? Like, we spent thousands of dollars on prototypes, gone through different manufacturers, and we had so many setbacks, but we talk about that, you know? We share to the public on every aspect and detail and hurdle that we went over, because at the end of the day, our plan is to inspire and motivate people to complete and chase their dreams and goals. And without that hardship, man, you don't get there, you know? So we like to document everything we go through to show people that it's normal to fucking go through hardship to get what you want. You know what I mean? It's not so easy just to say, you know, show the good stuff, if you know what I mean. So I'm currently working on a brand, a range at the moment. It's for men's mental health. So it's about empowering men. So it's a little bit different to the range we've got at the moment. We've done a whole heap of bright pastel colours. So basically, you know, we wanted to brighten up the world, and we wanted to have messages and a bit of a movement behind it. You know, when people wear our clothing, not only do we want them to be in comfortable quality clothing, but we want them to be confident and happy and feeling good in that emotion while wearing that clothing. So we do little things like send out lollies with messages on them. And like I said, our personalized thank you cards go pretty deep. So yeah, we're putting a lot of time into that at the moment. My partner just gave up offshore. She works oil and gas. So she's currently at home full time. We got a 6-month-old, so it's pretty crazy, man. We got a lot going on. It's like we've just had a baby. We've started like this massive clothing brand we're putting everything into. I'm still doing FIFO at the moment, so yeah, life's pretty like full throttle at the moment, bro, which is it's pretty crazy, yeah.
Who do you, because they are quite bright pastel colours, are you finding guys are scared off from that? Are you finding more kids buy your clothes, or girls, or?
Good question. Look, to be honest, man, our whole entire demographic is definitely men and women. That's why I've got the black on now, like classic black. I've had heaps of guys buy that, but we've had guys loving the colors, man. Like even the pink, like heaps of guys grabbing the pink and the blues and stuff. And I think it's cool. Like we're bringing back, you know, that colors are bright and they stand out. And it's like, you know, like colors aren't for everyone, but we've had so many different men that you wouldn't even think would wear this kind of stuff, like get into it. So that's cool, man. I like that, eh?
Why do you want to inspire people? What came out? How did that come about?
Like I said, man, if you met me 2 years ago, completely different guy. I've changed a lot, and I'm probably in the happiest point of my life right now. And I've just hit 30, and the amount of self-awareness and the amount of knowledge that I know now just about mental health and how you can actually like have a goal and hit it and stuff like that. Like if I had known that in my 20s, like the magnitude of that is just unreal. Like, and I want to show other people that where I've come from and what I've been through, which may not be like as bad as the next person or as, you know, like whatever, like we don't compare. But for me, where my mindset is now, like I'm like, man, I wish someone sat me down and taught me what I know now, like 10 years ago, you know what I mean? So my goal is to really just inspire and motivate people to kick their goals, man, and just be happier, you know, like that's all I want out of this. And to be able to have my partner at home with her family doing what she loves. So she's a massive mentor to me. We've been together nearly 3 years now and got a 6-month-old together, and she's got 2 other kids that are beauties, and we get along as well. But she does a lot of she just reads people, man. She's an empath, so she's just so worried about everyone else, and I sit back and I watch how she is with people, and like she actually, her motive and her drive is just to see other people happy, and you don't see that anymore, you know what I mean? Like, and it makes me sit back and dealing with ADHD, like I grew up with ADHD, I feel as an adult my inner child comes out because no one understands me, bro, you know, like everyone's always like, oh, he's just stupid or he's just crazy or whatever. But she actually sits down, takes her time to actually educate herself on ADHD and understand how my mind works, and then comes from a different angle which no one else ever has. And I'm like, well, that's the kind of thing I want other people to be understood and be driven and motivated and inspired to you know, feel like they can do whatever they want to do, bro. That's pretty much the goal, you know.
What's an empath?
Empath is somebody who takes on someone else's emotions, man, in my point of view. Like they can't just switch off. Like if they see someone in hurt or in need, they can't help but take that on. And not only do they feel sorry, but if, like I find with my partner, like if someone's telling her a story of you know, like something terrible they've gone through, she will take on every emotion in that story, you know, like she is living it. So it's a pro and a con. It's definitely her strength and definitely her weakness. Strength, obviously, everyone loves her. Everyone loves being around her because she makes everyone feel good about themselves and feel cared for. But at the same time, she leaves herself behind and needs to do a little bit more, you know, like putting yourself first. You know, sometimes you got to be selfish in life, you know, like you can't put everyone else first before you. And, you know, being in this relationship, I find as we are totally different people, bro, totally different, chalk and cheese, but we both bring different strengths to the relationship. So, you know, where I lack, she brings that, and where she lacks, I bring the other side. So it and like I was saying before with the ADHD, man, like you know, we've had times where she wants to watch a movie and I would be like, yeah, I'll go grab some popcorn, you know, and I'll go into the kitchen, and then my OCD, my ADHD and my hyperfocus kicks in, and I'm like, oh, these dishes haven't been done. Quickly do these dishes, man. Like, yeah, and it would be fine. And then I'll go to the bin. I'm like, bro, the bin's full. That needs to go out. Like, I'll tie the bin up, take it out. I'm outside. I'm like, fuck, when did these weeds go, you know? And I'm like full hyper focus. Like she'll come out and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like I thought watching a movie, and like she would take that on personally, you know. She'd be like, you know, he doesn't want to hang out with me, or like that's more important. And I'd be like, babe, I fucking totally forgot, you know. And she's taken on a lot of how I function and how I operate. And that helps, man. Like if you don't have a partner that doesn't understand you or how you work, we're all different, you know. So we have a real good communication base, and yeah, she's definitely helped me change a lot over the last few years, man, and like think about more about other people and how, you know, like me 2 years ago or 3 years ago, bro, like I'd walk past, you know, this is really like way out of aspect, but say like you walk past a homeless person and I go like, you know, why the fuck do they want to live like that? Or, you know, like why would they choose to live like that? Blah, blah, blah. And like, I'd probably walk on, but now the person I am now after being with my partner and everything I've learned over the last few years, I don't know if you've watched, but I do a lot of breathwork and stuff now as well. We'll talk about that later on though. You know, I walk past a homeless person now and I go, what have they gone through? You know, what did they go through as a child, and how did they become homeless? Like what's their story? Like it's not only intriguing, but I also like care a bit more about people, you know, like why are they there and what did they go through? So I guess my mindset has completely changed, man, on how I look at the world now as well. So yeah.
If you could go back and catch up, have like a coffee with 21-year-old Beau, what would you say to him?
I'm a person that likes to live by no regrets, but yeah, like I also think, like I said to you before, man, answering that, definitely trying to bang in the wiseness, you know, like I definitely would have got myself into breathwork a lot earlier. That has completely changed my life. We will get into that, but yeah, probably there's not some exact words because I probably wouldn't have listened to them back then, to be honest. But you know, definitely moving in the direction of like like I said, man, I've got no regrets in my 20s. Like I ran a mark and I did what I needed to do, and I got everything out of my system, you know. So I truly believe at 21, bro, I wasn't ready for what I'm about to step into right now. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you've just got to trust the process and enjoy the journey as well. Like if that answers your question, because sometimes you just got to let that steam out and just be a kid and be a reckless person and do what you need to do. Because honestly, bro, if I didn't go through what I went through in my 20s, I wouldn't be who I am right now. We wouldn't be having this conversation, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's like, if you had the chance to jump in a time machine, would you walk past yourself and just let them do their thing, or would you try and sit down and fuck with the process? You know what I mean? So there's definitely some words of advice there, but whether or not I would have took them on then, that doesn't really answer your question though. But
It does.
Yeah,
You're basically saying you would walk straight past them, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like it's there's probably definitely some advice I needed, but whether or not I was ready to take that advice on, you know, like you always say, you can only help someone so much if they don't want to help themselves, you know. So people got to be ready for that. So yeah.
Yeah, we might jump into it. You can tell us about the breath work, and then after that I'll hit you up about your adult shop days and stuff like that. So tell us about this breath work.
So breath work for me, one of my homies, Philly D, shout out to Phil. We linked up through my partner. It's a crazy story. My partner was on Instagram one day, and this chick Donna hit her up. And my partner runs these stairs down in Rockingham for fitness, you know. And she's like, oh, you know, they wanted to link up, and my missus had no idea who this woman was, you know. And she was like, yeah, come along, like we'll hit the stairs together and whatever. And this couple ended up, they're very good friends of ours now, but this was a few years ago. And Phil's from New Zealand. He's gone through quite a lot of shit in his life, and it's built him up to the man he is today. He does a lot of PT and stuff. But one of his best friends, Lucas Mack, who is currently he's in LA. He's working with people like Travis Barker. He's working with Megan Fox, Machine Gun Kelly. He was living at Jake Paul's house. He was doing a lot of work with Logan and Jake Paul. Absolutely slaying it, bro, with the breath work. So he started off went to Bali one time, tried this breath work. He was another guy that went through like a pretty hectic childhood, had a lot of issues and stuff like that. Growing up, a lot of suppressed memories and trauma that he carried around with him. And you know, these are both guys fully inked up, like been in the hood, you know, in New Zealand and stuff. And now they're doing this deep inner work. And like for me, I was like really curious about it, you know, because I started following Lucas before he was hanging out with celebs. Like I was watching his journey, and it was quite inspiring to me, bro, to watch this guy covered up in tattoos and ink and doing this crazy meditation. I grew up with an auntie who was into her crystals and Reiki and all that, and she used to do all that with me to try and like manage my ADHD and my behavioral issues. So, which I felt helped me a lot better than medication, Ritalin, Dexies and stuff like that. I hated taking anything like that. So, you know, as an adult, I'm like, well, this is something that interests me. And Lucas started doing online breathwork practices and that you could follow and stuff like that. And I did a few. and I had an amazing experience with them. I used to do them while I was away at work, and so I continued his practice, and then I ended up linking up with him in Perth, and I did one of his 2-day breathwork workshops. And the craziest thing for me, bro, to explain to you is, so the daily work has helped me stay focused, and with my ADHD, like it's helped me stay on my goals, which, like, we can get into that deeper later if you like. But yeah, like, the breath work's really helped me, you know, stay in the gym and stay focused on my work and focused on my goals back home and my relationship. And it's like, I'm so self-aware of who I am and the way I act and behave as well. Like, you see yourself from a third person point of view sort of thing. And there's all these beneficials to breath work, health wise and mental clarity and all that as well. But anyway, so Lucas came and we did like a journey, which is like a holotropic breathwork session of circulated breathing, which activates certain nervous systems, which like takes you into like a psychedelic state. The brain can release some DMT naturally using certain breathwork methods. And for me, like I was already doing the practices he had taught me, but he took me on like this journey, which is like some real deep inner work, and like all this inner child stuff came out, and all these suppressed memories and things I didn't even know existed in me came out in this session, and it fucking spun me the fuck out, bro. Like, I was already doing the normal work, the daily meditation, which was already helping me. And no shit, bro, like he like, so I went to this breathwork session in my head already expecting to forgive my ex and for the 10 year like really toxic relationship. When I left that relationship, I hated her, hated women, I hated the world. Like, you know, I was a real negative person. And then after doing all this breath work, like, I become enlightened, like all the love and light was coming in. I was very positive. Everything was positive. And then when I went to this breathwork session, I'd already been doing it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let go of all hate and resentment to my ex and let that shit go. Like, that's what this day is going to be about. So I'd already been with my partner a few years, and she'd been there through my journey, because we were good friends. We were good friends for 7 years before I got with her. So she'd been there the whole way through all my shit. And I was like, went to this breathwork session, and we went on this journey, bro. And like all this amazing shit happened through this breathwork session. And then at the end, Lucas said, like, you know, come back to this space and grab your journal and your pen and write down what your inner guidance is telling you and what your intuition wants you to know. And I grabbed the pen, still nothing. I put the pen to the paper, bro. And I wrote down that I forgive myself for putting myself through that relationship. I chose to go back to it. I chose to put myself in that situation, so I forgave me, bro. I started crying. Like, it put tears to my eyes. Like, I was like, I thought I was walking into that room, bro, to let go of hate and resentment to someone else, but I let go of my own shit. You know what I mean? Like, I took on the, you know, I apologized to myself and said, it's okay. Like, you did that, you know, and I forgive you. I forgave myself, bro. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, I didn't even know that was inside me, man. Like, I was like, wow, like, this is insane. But my other mate, Ben Arnold, shout out Ben Arnold. He does a heart breath. He's actually traveling WA at the moment doing his breathwork sessions. And I went there to do a breathwork session, and we went on a journey. And no shit, bro, believe it or not, but halfway through my journey, I just blew my load. Like, full-blown orgasm, man. Whole body, everything, like nothing sexual at all, just fully came in my pants. Like, it was fucking insane. And like it was like emotional, but it was like I wasn't upset or happy or sad. It was just like I was going through this this amazing journey, bro, through breathwork meditation, and then the next minute I'm like convulsing, bro, like in fetal position, and just like, and that's when I knew, like, I'd read about this kind of thing, and I'm like, well, I know about Kama Sutra and Tantra and shit, stuff like that, but I was like, they're obviously wanting this and they practice it. And like, this is me walking in after doing breathwork a few times, and I'm like having these kind of experiences, and I was like, what the fuck, you know, like, this is powerful stuff, man. So yeah, so now, you know, over the last year or so, I've been reading like a heap of books, doing a heap of training, and soon I will be felicitating one-on-one sessions, and hopefully, because I truly believe, bro, that I have the power and the knowledge to pass this magical work on to other people. So what I want to do is, like, I'm currently still working FIFO, but when I'm back, I want to link up with friends and family at first, and start helping them with all their past, and helping them manifest their visions into a reality, and help them push through mental health. And you know, there's so many things you can do with breath work, man. It's never ending, and the work never stops. So I definitely want to start helping the people in my circle, and then I want to branch out, bro, and start touring Australia and helping people all around the world, bro. That's definitely a goal at the moment, along with the Believe the label, man. We're smashing that at the moment. So
All right, let me understand this. So you're doing your breath work, just breathing in and out, breathing in and out. So does your mind go to a different realm or something?
So with breath work, there's two of the main things that I have educated myself on is your diaphragmatic breathing, which is your nasal breathing. So you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system. So with your breathing in, connected breaths, you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, right? Slow, deep, connected breaths. You're slowing down your heart rate. You're circulating the blood. You're oxygenating the blood, and you're calming and digesting the body. You know what I mean? Like it's like, I always go back to animals. Animals use all these things in the wild. So like, you know, if an animal was to go through like a real stressful flight or flight situation, the animal therefore after would go and shake out all its stagnant energy, and then it would breathe to calm itself down. Like, you know, we do that as humans as well, but we don't actually do it out of a controlled situation. We just do it like the animal would do it. Do you know what I mean? So like, we use those practices, but with that practice, you can use it to meditate. You know what I mean? So I have a few different things that I do. So one thing is when I'm doing my nasal breathing, so I've got a structured thing that I do every morning. It takes 5 minutes. I do it after the gym at work, and I'll do my gratitude listening while I do it. And part of it at the end, you're holding your breath, and it's and you go somewhere else, bro, honestly. And if you just concentrate on everything you're grateful for, you know, you might have 10 things that you're grateful for, and you just concentrate on that. If you start off your day like that, bro, like there's a little thing that'll happen at, like, just say at 11 o'clock in the morning at work, you've got fucking something major at work goes on, and you know, you've got always someone at work that's like, for fuck's sake, and they lose their mind. Like, you practice this work every day, like you're so grateful, and you're so like you've changed your mindset, like you're so positive minded because you've been doing all this work, that when things like this happen, you're like, that's minuscule. Like, I've got my health, I've got these clothes I'm wearing, I've got this job. Like that kind of gratitude listing. And it might be as simple as, like, when you ask someone to do gratitude listing, they're like, well, you know, like, oh, I've got my family, blah, blah. It might be as simple as this chair you're sitting in, bro. Like, someone made this chair for you and you're sitting in it. Like, once you're grateful for every single thing that is visually in your realm, like in front of you, there's not much that can bring you down from that. You know what I mean? Especially depression and anxiety, man, like mental health. Once you start really changing your mindset, your mental health will come along with it, you know? So I definitely do it for the gratitude listing. The other thing is the manifestation, which if you want to get into, like, A lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to sit there and say that I'm going to win the lottery tomorrow and I'll win it. Manifestation doesn't work like that. There's two different things that I will say with the universal law of attraction. So like, you know, if you really want something and you smash that energy out there and you channel that energy and you put out the good to the universe, you will get good back. Like that's like, you know, karma, all that kind of stuff. But my thing is like, if you sit there every single day and manifest, you know, believe the label is gonna make $100,000, you know, in the next 12 months, like, and you manifest that every day and you channel your energy all into that, it'll happen purely because you make it happen, because you believe it that much that you will not only start doing all these little things to make that happen, which will be like, you know, working hard on it and you know, networking it and you spend all your time on your business because you're manifesting it and believing it, like you will, the rest will follow your own subconscious. Like I said to someone the other day, I'm like, if you didn't believe, like someone said to me the other day that manifestation was bullshit. I'm like, if you didn't believe that you could like walk to the shop right now, do you actually think you'd try it? You wouldn't, because you don't believe in yourself. But if you actually believe that if you walk to the shop and got what you want from the shop, what do you reckon the chances are that you actually chuck some pants on, open the door, walk out there, start walking to the shop? It might be 40 degrees, it might be pissing down rain, but if you want it bad enough, you will get there and you'll get what you want. And that's really simplifying it. But if you really think about it, if it's your clothing brand making 100K, you know, it might not be $50 million. It might be 100K. You know what I mean? You got to start with realistic stuff, and you might go, well, you know what? I truly do believe the label is going to make 100K in 12 months. So I am going to put all my hard work into educating myself on marketing and finding out what the demographic is and working till 3 a.m. doing it. Because I'm telling you right now, bro, if you didn't believe in it, you wouldn't stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning working on it, would you?
No.
Because you lost the faith, you know what I mean? So, and that goes back to what our brand represents. It represents believing in yourself and putting in the hard fucking work and getting back from the universe what you put out, which is another thing Lucas Mack taught me. Is he said, you know, everyone wants from the universe. I want money. I want this. I want that. No one ever thinks, what can I put back out? Once you start putting back out to the universe, that's when you start getting it. And it's a word everyone uses, karma. Like, you know, if it's not real, why the fuck does everyone say it on a daily basis? They'll get their karma. Do they not believe in karma? Do you know what I mean? I believe that it's a real thing, because like I say to my partner all the time, man, like, life is perception, bro. And if you actually perceive your life as that won't happen, it's not going to happen because you don't believe in it. So you won't do all the steps up to it in the first place. And if you do all the steps and you fail, you either keep going or you divert in another direction that you want to, you know what I mean? Like everything's a problem if you think that it's a problem. If something is as little as, you know, you're walking along the road and there's a speed hump and you step over the speed hump and it meant nothing to you, or you come to the speed hump and go, for fuck's sake, this is in the road. Why is this here? This is a fucking speed hump. This is dangerous. I could have tripped over this. I'm not even going to walk this way. I'm going to go the other way. Like, it's literally your mindset. And that's what breathwork's all about. It's all about putting that 5 minutes in a day to really channel all your energy into what you want. And that's like, that's what I mean, bro. Like, if you understand what I've said, I know, like, my ADHD brain goes fucking back and forth, as you can tell. But yeah, like, if someone just thinks, oh, manifestation's bullshit, like, I'm going to wish the lottery tomorrow and I'm going to get it, then you don't understand the work, and you need to be educated more on the work for it to work for you. And once you really start to understand how changing your mindset and putting something in your head every single fucking day and getting that goal, and then when you get that goal, bro, like, I manifested something the other day. I'm not going to talk about it just yet, but I manifested something and that I thought would have took me 6 months, and it happened in 3 months. And I rang my partner, and and I was like, this has just boosted my faith in my work. Like, Now the next thing I'm going to do, manifest, I'm going to work twice as hard at, because I actually believe that this fucking work actually works. So yeah, it's good shit, man. I'm fucking enjoying it, and I'm getting off on kicking goals at the moment. Definitely goal driven.
I'm just going to grab my books because this is exactly what you're just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those on YouTube and TikTok, you can see him. So basically, yeah, Beau's talking about manifesting stuff. So I manifested the FIFA book. Basically, I pictured it before I even wrote it. So did that one. That was like, no, I want to turn this into a series. So you got FIFA number 2, FIFA number 3. I've written the first draft. It's going to be a whole series. And they're not actually that big of books. So you can smash them out in a day or something. And like, the Mining Machines Colouring In book. I pictured see how like half of that's black and white, half of that. I pictured that before I even like did the book, and I drew all the pictures. I just got like a professional person to do it, and same with all that. Go for it.
Was there a point in this process where you were like, I can't do this, or someone said you will never do? Judgment's a massive thing. Was there anyone? It might have been a family member, might have been a friend, might have been a comment on Facebook. Was there anyone who said, you'll never do that, or you won't ever get there, or don't waste your time, we care about you, I love you, but don't do that because you won't do it, sort of thing, we love.
We're at a barbecue. We're at a one of my son's friend's house. And as hey, you'll discover this now that you're a dad, you end up at other people's places and you have to make friends with the dad when both of you can't be bothered. You don't really want to be friends with this person. They don't want to be friends with you, but the wives are friends. So you have to put up with these guys. And there's 2 other dads there. I went down the dads, but I didn't really care what they had to say anyway. But I told them I'm making this kids book and stuff. And one kind of laughed, and then the other one like joined in and laughed with him. It was like, whatever, you're a minor, as if you're going to make kids books. So I thought, fuck you. I was like, I do what I want. I don't really care what you have to say. So yeah, prove they're wrong easy.
So a lot of people, that's damaging for them.
Yeah.
Right? For someone like my partner, especially, she would come to me and go, do you know what? Someone told me that I fucking couldn't start a clothing brand today. This is giving me fuel. I want to prove these motherfuckers wrong, Like she is very good at that. And she taught me also in what you're talking about now. I used to make, I still do make TikToks. I've got 15,000 people on TikTok, but I don't put as much energy into it. I don't manifest that. I don't channel my energy into TikTok. It's not something that I do. I do it for a little bit of fun. People used to come on my TikTok, and be like, you're a fucking idiot, or this is stupid, or you're a dickhead. And I used to fucking fuel that shit, man. I was like, fuck you, like, fuck you, blah, blah. And my missus going like, hang on a second, like you've got 50 comments here of people saying you're fucking hilarious. You've got thousands of likes, and you've got 4 or 5 people giving you shit, and you're applying to them. Why? And I was like, oh yeah, but he fucking said I was a dickhead. Like, I'm telling him, I went on his profile, he had 1 follower, like I told him. She goes, but you've got nearly 15,000 followers. Like, why that, this guy doesn't even have a profile photo. Like, why is he getting to you? It's John Smith 69, you know what I mean? And I was like, wow, that is like a good thing. Like I fully took that on. And now when I get the negative comments, I either completely ignore them, and everyone else, even if someone puts a laughing face, thank you for your comment. Someone will put a smiley face, thank you for your comment. Thank you. I'm blessed and I'm humbled that you took time out of your day to comment on my video, which helped me get in the algorithm. So thank you. And I'm channeling all my energy now into that. Instead of before, bro, I would channel all my fucking energy onto this fucking John 69 that told me that I was a fucking piece of shit and I wasn't funny or I was stupid. And I'm like, and that shit ruins your fucking day, man. Like, you might have content you want to post. You might have a third book you want to put out, and someone tells you that you'll fucking never do it, and they laugh at you. And it can be people close to you, bro, close mates. It could be a family member, and that's what hurts the most. And that can fully put someone in a roadblock. You know what I mean? But that's what Believe is about, bro. Like, Believe the label is about believing in yourself and not caring about judgment, man, and just doing what you want to do and manifesting that and really fucking going through the hard work and then looking back, bro, and just going, all those little roadblocks were how I got here. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's awesome, bro, to see someone like you that talks about that, because, you know, you're at a barbecue and some guys are laughing at you. Man, 8 out of 10 guys would have stopped, or not stopped, but, you know, it would have set them back. It would have put them in an emotional place where they didn't feel good enough or whatever. And humans are fucking shitty. Like, people just like to put each other down. And TikTok's a prime example, man. Like, me and my partner, fucking blessed for this. We bought a brand new 2021 Merc.
That's all right. Looks pretty sick.
Yeah, Murray, our dream car. And I put it up on TikTok because I was proud of it. I wasn't trying to flex or get clout. I was just like, yeah, sick, man. Like, I'm proud of this. And guys were like, shitty flex, man. And I went on his profile and he was like, some guy from Kwinana, and he had like a Commodore. And I was like, bro, seriously? Like, the old me would have been like, fuck you, you got a fucking shit car. But I'm like, the new me's like, man, I feel sorry for you, bro. Like, you're projecting so much hate because it's a reflection of yourself, you know? Like, you're pissed off you got a shitty car and some other guy's got a good car. Like, I would rather people like join my team and elevate with me. Like, I'm not about rubbing in people's faces and being like, well, I have this and you don't. I'm like, bro, come and join me. Like, fucking, I wanted everyone to succeed, you know? Like, and I'm just like, man, the world and the internet is full of shitty fucking people, man. And everyone just wants to bring each other down and compare each other, and everyone's different, man. Like, someone, he might love that Commodore. He might choose that over the Merc. Like, you know, that's just me being judgmental right there. So, you know, but to go on someone else's page and try to bring them down and then, you know, like, yeah, so like yourself, man, like having two people at a barbecue say that you ain't shit, you know, like, you ain't fucking, and now you've done it. It's like, it's almost like the third book. It's like, come on, someone say something. Like, I'm going to fucking do a third book, you know, like, bring it on. And I love that, because now that you've manifested your vision and you've completed that, now you trust yourself. You trust the journey. You trust the process because you've done it before. And now you're like, I know I can do this shit again. You know what I mean? Because you believed in yourself and you fucking did it. And
hey,
that's
Beau,
you and your own.
we've run out of time because the Zoom call is only like 40 minutes. We've gone
Yeah.
44. Hey, what we might do, we'll end the Zoom call and we can continue chatting on TikTok for a little bit more.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Or you can do another Zoom or whatever if you want to like merge it together or whatever.
All right, cool. All right,
I've got time tonight, so.
All right, cool. So this is part one.
Cut there.
Yeah, we'll cut it here. We'll just do a little outro. All right, cool. All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. We're going to end part one, and I'm going to get Beau back on for part two. So if you want to watch part two, click on part two. All right, see you guys.